Has teen mom alum David Eason's murder come back to haunt him? He is currently in hot water for violating a restraining order, and some off-putting details have emerged about him and minors. So, what does murder have to do with his situation? Let us know in the comments below. David Eason's murder back to haunt him? Janelle Evans finally left David Eason in early 2024 after a very toxic romance. They tied the knot and had a daughter, Ensley, but things were never quite right. Then he shot and killed the family dog, Nugget. This caused the couple to be fired from Teen Mom and MTV altogether. She looked like she might leave him with her 3 children. Janelle has 2 other children, Jace and Kaiser, from previous relationships and wanted to be safe. In the end, she went back to him after the Nugget incident, but they still threw allegations at one another. David Eason, Janelle Evans. Finally, Janelle regained full custody of Jace. He ran away alleging David assaulted him. It took a handful of months and CPS involvement, but Jace was returned home. That was when Janelle said she was leaving David and was rehired by MTV. She also moved to Las Vegas with her 3 children to start a new life, but things have remained dramatic. David trespassed on their home in North Carolina, and it ultimately was a violation of a restraining order. Janelle also alleged she had evidence on a memory card of inappropriate behavior on David's part. Now, things are just getting worse. David Eason. According to a Reddit thread, David Eason's girlfriend, Kenley, lives with him, which is fine. However, she is a former horse trainer turned dog sitter. That was an immediate red flag for followers, as they could not believe a dog sitter would be allowed around a dog killer. Some are contacting the company she is working for to ensure they know who she is living with and how unsafe he is. It appears Kenley does not want to believe what happened, as she referred to the Nugget story as untrue. Delusional romance teen. Mom followers immediately chimed in and felt Kenley was just as delusional as Janelle Evans. The fact she is turning a blind eye and allowing this to affect her business was quite disturbing. Aside from her business, it was all around uncomfortable and triggering. He openly admitted it on multiple occasions. She's just as delusional as Nellie. I think she's just a younger, childless version of Janelle. She's Janelle light. I really hate when the new GF speaks on things she wasn't there for. Whether it's true or not, you simply weren't there. You aren't allowed to decide that. Some felt that the place she worked for would ultimately not care. As long as they got their cut, that was all that mattered. However, should the clients know who their sitter is associated with and his history with animals? Should Kenley be allowed to dog sit while living with David, or is this a conflict of interest? More so a conflict of morals? Let us know in the comments below. For David Eason, the former star of MTV's Teen Mom 2, the past is not a distant memory, but an ever-tightening noose. A recent arrest for violating a restraining order filed by his ex-wife, Janelle Evans, has not only reignited public scrutiny over their tumultuous and often disturbing relationship, but has also dragged his most infamous act, the killing of the family dog, Nugget, back into the spotlight, raising new and alarming questions about his present circumstances and associations. Eason, whose life has been a public spectacle for years, now finds himself at the center of a fresh firestorm, one that intertwines legal trouble, old wounds, and a new relationship that fans and critics alike are calling deeply troubling. The foundation of a crisis. From the land to the courtroom. The current legal predicament is the latest chapter in a saga that began in 2019 when Eason shot and killed the family's French bulldog, Nugget. The incident, which he publicly admitted to and defended, was a watershed moment. The public outrage was immediate and severe, leading MTV to sever all ties with both Eason and Evans, effectively firing them from the lucrative franchise that had documented their lives. For Evans, the event was a breaking point. She temporarily left Eason, fleeing with her 3 children, Jace, Kaiser, and their daughter Ensley, from the rural North Carolina property they dubbed The Land. However, in a pattern familiar to followers of their story, she eventually returned, defending her husband for a time against a wave of condemnation. The fragile peace was shattered for good in late 2023. Their then 14-year-old son, Jace, ran away from home on multiple occasions, alleging to authorities that Eason had physically assaulted him. This triggered a significant intervention from Child Protective Services, CPS, which removed Jace from the home. After a months-long custody battle, Jace was returned to Evans. It was in the wake of this family crisis that Evans finally made a definitive break, announcing her separation from Eason in early 2024. In a dramatic turn, MTV rehired Evans to document her new beginning. She moved with her children to Nashville and then to Las Vegas, seeking a fresh start far from the turmoil of the land. As part of her legal separation, Evans obtained a restraining order against Eason, a standard but critical measure to ensure a safe distance. That distance was violated in May 2024, when Eason traveled to the couple's former marital home in North Carolina, which Evans still owned. His presence on the property was a direct breach of the restraining order, leading to his arrest. During this period, Evans made cryptic but serious allegations on social media, claiming she possessed a memory card containing evidence of Eason's inappropriate behavior. While she did not elaborate publicly, the implication sent shockwaves through their fan base, suggesting the potential for even more damaging revelations, a new relationship and a glaring red flag. As Eason navigates his legal troubles, his personal life has also come under a microscope. He is now in a relationship with a woman named Kenley, who has moved in with him on the land. While moving on after a separation is commonplace, it is Kenley's profession that has sparked a new wave of outrage and disbelief. According to her social media profiles and online discussions, primarily dissected in a viral Reddit thread, Kenley is a former horse trainer who now works as a professional dog sitter. The irony of a self-professed dog killer cohabitating with a professional pet caregiver was not lost on the public. That was an immediate red flag for followers, one social media commentator noted, as they could not believe a dog sitter would be allowed around a dog killer. The situation has escalated beyond online criticism. Numerous individuals have taken it upon themselves to contact the dog-sitting company Kenley is affiliated with, urging them to investigate her living situation. The core argument is one of safety and ethics. Should clients' beloved pets be entrusted to someone who shares a home with a man who has openly admitted to killing a dog? Kenley's response to the controversy has further fueled the fire. When confronted with the story of Nugget's death, she reportedly dismissed it as untrue. This denial has been met with scorn and concern from the teen mom community, which watched the incident unfold in real time through Evans's and Eason's own social media accounts and subsequent news reports. Delusional or dangerously complicit? The public weighs. In the court of public opinion has been swift and harsh in its judgment of the new relationship. Followers of the long-running saga see disturbing parallels between Kenley and a younger Janelle Evans, suggesting a cycle of enabling and denial. He openly admitted it on multiple occasions. "She's just as delusional as Nellie," one Reddit user commented, using a common nickname for Evans. Another added, "I think she's just a younger, childless version of Janelle. She's Janelle Light." The sentiment that Kenley is willfully ignoring a well-documented history for the sake of the relationship is a common theme. "I really hate when the new GF speaks on things she wasn't there for. Whether it's true or not, you simply weren't there. You aren't allowed to decide that," wrote another critic. This public commentary raises a complex question about accountability and association. Is Kenley, by choosing to build a life with Eason and publicly denying his past actions, making a personal choice, or is she becoming complicit in whitewashing a history of violence? For the clients who hire her, the concern is more practical. Is their pet safe? The debate rages on whether her employer has a moral, if not legal, responsibility to consider the character of those their employees live with, especially in a trust-based business like pet care. Some are cynical about corporate intervention. Some felt that the place she worked for would ultimately not care. As long as they got their cut, that was all that mattered, the Reddit thread observed.